Hello, our beautiful stoners. We have an important message before we begin this week's episode. This episode contains content that may be triggering for some individuals, including discussions on domestic violence, assault, and the use of explicit foul language. If you choose to listen beyond this point, we kindly ask you to agree to the terms of this trigger warning. We understand the sensitive nature of these topics, and viewer discretion is advised. Remember that your well-being comes first, and it's okay to step away if you feel overwhelmed. If you need help, please reach out to a mental health professional or a person you trust. And thank you for understanding. And let's deep dive into the sesh this week. Alicia and Kat, we are ready to roll it up, light it, sit up on the couch, and have some fun. Don't forget to follow us on all streaming platforms and leave us a review on Apple Podcasts. We'd love to hear from you. Don't forget to share and like and tag us on Instagram at Sister Sesh Podcast. We would love to see your takes and everything about how you see us. And we want to just share like the details of you sitting down, having your sesh, chiming in with us. So, Alicia, you've been gone for a minute.
Yeah.
Welcome back to the sesh.
Yeah. Had some things. Living life.
I think life has literally punched you in the face. That's a bad analogy.
Yeah.
My bad. For all those, Lisa's going through a season of transition. She's figuring out who ain't shit and who is and who's going to show up for you. Just a lot of things in your life that you learn in your 20s. Well, you're not even 20 yet.
No, I don't turn 22.
August.
That's like, what, 4 months away?
4 months away, you'll be, about 4 or 5 months away, you'll be 20 years old. Damn, homegirl.
That's crazy.
That is crazy. You're 2 years from drinking age, which you already drink anyways, but...
Who even? What is the age?
What is age? You can go to the clinic in 2 years by yourself.
No, the other day.
That's what it is.
Yeah, shout out Alfonso and the bald dude at my local liquor store.
Yeah, they are the connects. Yep, they're the connects. They just decide to give you what you need and let you on your way.
They're my older cousins, as we say. He says I'm his cousin. So.
We primos now, huh?
Yeah, I even gave him some cake and everything. You know.
Oh, there you go.
Treat them right, and
of course they treat you right.
For you.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
So, in this venture of you figuring out life in you, what is the one thing that you didn't expect to happen? Like one life lesson you just didn't expect that it would go the way you thought it would?
My homegirl being a bitch.
Oh, well, yeah.
Yeah, I really thought that one surprised me. I think that one surprised everyone, because I even told my homegirl, like, oh yeah, let me give him. So I got in my friend's baby daddy hit her, and then I got out the car, and I told him something. He tried to hit me, so then I hit him, and then we started squabbling.
So now you have
started squabbling, and then we kept going, and then his friend jumped in and was like trying to break it up, and then something happened, and then my homegirls jumped in and started beating up her baby daddy, and then his homie got in my face and was like, I got that shit on me, and I was like, okay, like, what the fuck you gonna do? Like, I was like, do something about it then.
So what, he was threatening you having a piece?
Yeah, he was like, I got that shit on me, and I'm in his face like, and what? What the fuck you gonna do? What the fuck you gonna do? You're not gonna do shit. And what he did, like, the thing is, he's a bitch, because he didn't even flash it. Like, if you really had that shit on you and you were serious, you would have flashed it. And that's how I know you ain't have shit on you, because you ain't flash it. So.
Well, yeah.
Fuck out of here.
Can we just, like, back up for a minute and realize that was the most dangerous situation you could put yourself in?
Wasn't my fault.
For the cliff. No, granted, for the Cliff Note versions for our listeners, let me chime in with my little big sis iteration. Basically, you and we've mentioned Destiny a lot on the podcast. She's Alicia's ride or die. When you have a ride or die, it's all about you go where I go. We cause mayhem wherever we go. We do it together. We stick it out together. I'm gonna back you up. You're gonna back me up. No questions asked. So when she gets into a situation like that, of course Alicia's gonna step in and be like, "Hey, that ain't right." Now, for the fact of Alicia just learned your friends ain't shit. Your homegirl that you've loved and respected and supported from day one literally let her man put his hands on
It
you.
wasn't. It's not even her man though. That's why I
Well,
got
her
out the
baby daddy.
car. No, that's the whole reason I got out the car because they were in a relationship before, and they had their little things, but they were in a relationship, so I couldn't really do shit. That was them. And
Yeah.
this time, I did something because you ain't even in a relationship no more. You can't even do that. You can't even do that no more. So what is you doing that? And so that yeah, so then yeah. And I found it so
Yeah.
funny. I found it so funny because then at the end of it, I'm like, where the fuck was you at? Like, where the fuck was you at? Like the whole time, y'all used to go at it like crazy. Where the fuck was you at? Like,
Yeah. I think it was for the fact that I got the lowdown version. I just you just chimed me in before we jumped on here, and like mom chimed me in, and just let you know, your mother's pissed. Your mother is ready to catch another charge, square the fuck up, get on a plane. Do if you call her and say that's what she needs, like your mama got you in that situation. She's mad. She's living. For the simple fact of you literally have put yourself in situations to have her back, and she does you like this. And for the fact that the other fucking bitches that were there
it
chimed
didn't even,
in,
bro.
beef,
That's what pissed me
yes,
off. The moment that I realized, cause like I said, he got me one good time. Like he like knocked
yeah,
me
you got
down.
the badge of honor on your
Yeah, and
cheek.
he like knocked me down, and I held on to him, and I kept hitting him as I was like going down, as I was on the ground, and I feel someone like it was funny because I'm holding him closer, and my homegirls are pulling his jacket, trying to
Him
get him
bag it.
off.
Oh, off,
So all you
and you're
hear
holding
is
on. You're like, bah.
his jacket rip, and then my homegirl gets him off of me, and I see him like, so then I get up off the floor, and I see him like try to put her in a headlock, and I'm like, nah, what the fuck? And I like run to him, and I like boom, like hit him right in his jaw, and then he lets her go, and then that's when his homie comes in. He's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. And I'm like, yeah, your homie a bitch, because he would like, you're fighting girls right now. Like, come on now. Like,
Yeah, you're fighting. You're a man.
you're
See,
fighting girls
that's the
and you're
thing.
losing. Like,
Yeah, and I lose respect for you as a man. I don't give a fuck who you are. I don't give a fuck how much a broad really tests you. You should never lay your hands on them. But then again, you came out first, and then he
no,
so
no, no. He hit her first. So I came out hot
that's what
because
I said.
cause
That's what I said.
motherfucker.
He came out.
So then, so then this happened twice. So once we fought, me and him just fought, right? And then
Where the fuck
the
did this
homegirls.
happen at the
No,
pad?
that's why. Let me tell you, it was at Destiny's grandma's
Okay.
house. Okay, it was at Destiny's grandma's house.
Oh well,
and
then
and
fuck.
we're like, so first get out, we squabble on the grass, then the
Yeah.
homegirls are like, Alicia, get back in the car. Keep in mind, the homegirls, not even my main homegirl, the homegirls, they were like, get Alicia, get back in the car, get back in the car, get back in the car. And I'm like, okay, okay, like I was done, I got back in the car. And then her grandma comes out, and Destiny's like, oh shit, like my grandma, and her grandma loves me. So I was like, here, let me go
Well,
talk to.
yeah.
I was like, let me go talk to your grandma. And keep in mind, the guys are still like chilling in the front. Like they're still chilling in front of her house. So her grandma's like, you guys gotta go, like telling them, and they're not listening.
Yeah.
So I go up to her grandma, and I'm like, grandma, like, you want them gone? And she's like, yeah,
Yeah,
Alicia.
like you want them out?
She's like, yeah, Alicia, I want them gone. I don't want them here. They need to leave. And I said, okay, cool. So he's sitting in his passenger seat, and his friends like standing up, and I'm like, hey, grandma, he knows them. He knows the grandma. And I'm like, hey, grandma said you have to go. She doesn't want you here. And then he starts saying shit. So his car door is open and his feet are outside the door. So I push his car door and I'm like, Grandma said you need to get the
Yeah.
fuck. I'm like, Grandma said you need to get the fuck out of here. She doesn't want you here. And then I push his door again because it bangs back and he's like, oh, you're a fucking weirdo, blah, blah. And he was like, oh, then he was like, you're ugly. And I was like, I might be ugly, but
Oh.
I might be ugly, but my homegirls aren't, and you steady trying to fuck them. And then
Ah.
he was like, I don't have to try. I already did. I was like, you never fucked. I was like, you may have fucked Destiny, but you never fucked my other homegirl. I was like, you too much of an ugly ass fool to get fucked by her. And that got him pissed. That got him
Well, yeah, you just
pissed.
well, of course, because
Uh,
you just pretty much put little dick syndrome into him at the
literally.
same time. But a lot of people don't really know when she says "I want you gone," just like our grandma was like the grandma of the neighborhood. Anything else, us Hispanic
Exactly.
abuelas. If you're an Hispanic matriarch and it's your house, everyone knows like, hey, you need to get the fuck out of here. You need to bounce. You need to respect me, and the respect is given. Like she will give you clothes. She will feed you. She will give you a
Exactly,
place to
bro.
stay for a couple of days. But when she tells you to kick rocks, you really need to get your shit and go. Like,
Exactly. So I was like, okay,
so
now
he
you're
knew
not.
what was up.
Exactly. And then I was like, okay, now you're not leaving. So now I get to put hands on you again because I asked you nicely and you wanted to come at me. And now I get to put hands on you again. So I started putting hands on him again. And then that's when my homegirls jumped in and all that and his homie. So I get back in the car and I'm like, where's my phone? Where's my phone? Cause I'm gonna call, cause I'm living. I'm gonna call my, cause I know where this motherfucker stay. Like, I was gonna call my other homegirl and be like, take me to this motherfucker. But I was like, where's my phone? Where's my phone? And then she was all like, oh, I have my phone. I'm calling Destiny. She was like, I have your phone. I'm calling my phone. And I was like, where the fuck is your phone? And she was like, I don't know. Like, check my location. So I go and it's like on the other side of the street. So
Yeah.
she's all like, go get my phone. And I'm still mad as fuck, you know? So I'm like, all right, I'll go get your phone. So I go and I can't find them. I can't find them. So then I come back and I'm like, yo, like I couldn't find them. Like, whatever.
Yeah.
And then we go and then me and my homegirls are talking. We're like, oh yeah, like we got that food, we got that food. And then Destiny's gonna go.
Well, yeah, because all the bitches are
Nah,
hyped
bro.
up. They just took on
Keep
two
in
fucking grown
mind,
ass men.
yeah, keep in mind the whole time Destiny had another dude in the house. The whole time.
The fuck?
The whole
Oh,
time.
okay. What the
Whole fucking time. So then at the end of
And
it,
you still had her back
I
on
still
and
had her
that
back.
in.
I still had her back.
Oh, I'm ready to go.
So
Let's get
then,
on a
so
fucking plane.
then,
Let's go. Like,
so
I can't fight, but I'll go. I'll get
so
my
then,
ass beat. Where's for you?
so then when I went to go find her phone, he had came around the block, like where they were.
Mm.
He had came around the block with her phone, and I was like, what the fuck? Like, how do you have her phone now? Like, this is weird. I'm like, this is weird, right? I'm like, this is weird. So then I go back in the house. I go back in the car, and me and the homegirls are talking, and then Destiny says something, and I'm like, bitch, what? And then
Like, you were wrong, kind of,
no,
like,
no,
in
no,
a
no,
statement of,
no. I don't even know what she said, but I was like, bitch, what did you say? And she was like, oh, like blah blah
yeah.
blah blah. And then I was like, nah, what the fuck? And then I just did, and then
Yeah, that would throw me
I
back,
was just
too, if
like,
she says something like
I
that.
was just like, nah, what the fuck? And then I let it go, and I kept talking to my homegirl, and then I caught an attitude with her because I was like, nah, whatever she said, it made me be like, nah, what the fuck? So I caught an
It rubbed
attitude.
you the wrong way.
Yeah. So then I caught an attitude, and then she started calling me a weirdo, and she was like, "You're a fucking like you're a weirdo," and blah 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 blah, and blah 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 blah. And I'm
Bro, I
like,
just fucking
and
squared up for
yeah,
you.
that's what pissed me off. I was like, bro, I just fucking what? I was like, I'm a weirdo, and I looked at her dead in her face, and I was like, you know what? I was like, you ain't shit. I was like, you are not
Yeah,
shit,
at
bro.
that point.
I was like, you ain't shit, and you ain't finna see me. I was like, straight up. I was like, and the thing is, before all this went down, I was at her house and I was talking to her grandma. Her grandma was like, "Oh, like I haven't seen her in a minute. I haven't been going over there." And her grandma was like,
No, you've been dealing with the other
her
shit.
grandma was like, "Oh, like Alicia, like where have you been?" And I was like, "Oh, like Destiny, she pissed me off, you know." And her grandma's laughing, and I was like, "I warned her though, grandma." I was like, "I warned her, and she doesn't take the warnings." And I was like, "I told her she's not gonna see me, and what happened? She didn't see me, and she didn't listen." And her grandma's like laughing, and she's like, "Yeah, like she never gets the warnings." So then that night, I even gave her a warning. I said, "Bitch, you're not gonna see me again." Like,
Mm.
it's not, and it isn't even like I cut her off straight like that. Like it's slowly been coming to an end. Like I've
Oh,
slowly
it
stopped.
has.
Like
It has been that trajectory even before she got locked up this time, and you supported her through that whole thing, and then she comes out and she still does not respect. I think it's because when she got locked up, you started to put boundaries in place in your life. And so she didn't take it seriously because she was dealing with her sentence. So when she got out, she was like, "Who the fuck are you?" Because you had set boundaries with people in your life. You're like, "Hey, I'm not gonna tolerate this no more. I ain't a punk ass kid. I'm a grown ass woman. I want things to happen the way I want them. I want to have healthy communication. If you aren't down for that, if you ain't gonna be here for me, then kick rocks."
yeah, nah. I was like, what the hell? Like I got home, I called mom. I was like, can you believe this bitch?
Yeah.
And then
She told me to leave you alone.
yeah,
She's
I
like,
was
"Leave you
like,
alone. Leave your sister alone. Let her. Don't be mothering." And I was like, "Okay, I guess I'll just hit her up in a couple of days." And here we are.
nah, yeah. I told nah, and it wasn't even just that. It was that. That happened that night. And then the other homegirl that I was trying to call, this bitch wasn't answering, but she was texting
Oh
me.
yeah,
But she was
mom was like,
texting me, but she wasn't answering me. And I was like,
yeah, mom was
bro,
telling me
I
that.
was like, bitch, like, I need you to answer right. Like I never say I need you to answer. So if I say I need you to answer, bitch, answer your motherfucking phone. So I said I
Yeah,
needed you to answer. And she was like, my homegirl's speeding. Like, if I answer, she gonna press the brake. Like, you want me? And I was like, bro, you know what? Never mind. Cool. You do you, like, whatever. And then she gonna get mad that I said, "Do you?" And I was like, "Bitch, well, whatever you was doing was obviously more important than what the fuck I was like, you know." And
yeah.
so then that was going on. I was like, oh, so I was so mad that night. I was so mad that night. And then I didn't go to sleep till like 6:30, 6:30, right? I wake up. I get woken up at 7:30 by a call from my homegirl, trying to like the homegirl that didn't answer my call. She's trying to like talk about shit, and I'm like I'm like half asleep because this I
You're
only
like,
had an
where
hour
the
of
fuck were you
sleep.
6 hours
I
ago?
was not
Yeah, it
even
was like,
like
where the fuck were you
yeah.
6 hours
So
ago?
I was like, hello, and she's like, blah 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 blah, and I'm like, I'm over it. I'm already over that she didn't answer. Like I'm over it already. Was I over that?
Yeah, well,
No, I was over it. Like I was genuinely over it because this bitch never answers her phone at night. Like I really don't know what I expected. Like this bitch never answers her phone at night.
oh, is she that person that you can't call or text after 5 p.m. and they
Yeah,
won't
yeah,
answer?
yeah. Yeah, she's on. Actually, the time got
uh,
pushed back. It's 9 o'clock now,
Nine
and
o'clock now?
sometimes it's
Oh,
11. Sometimes.
something.
But yeah, and
God.
so then she was trying to talk, and I was like, nah, bro, like it's whatever. Like I'm not tripping. And then she was like, oh well, and then she was like, oh, but then your homegirl texted me, and I was like, my homegirl texted you, and I was like, why she text you?
Oh yeah, because you told them back in the day, a couple episodes ago, you had talked about this too, where it was like you didn't want them to communicate or be friends because it would make things complicated and weird for you because they would get into it and then they want you to choose a side and then
No, it
it was
wasn't
just
even
weird
that.
and
It wasn't
awkward.
even that. It's that they're both possessive, and they're both
Oh,
toxic and possessive. So it's like if they're together and they're both, this is like
that's too much
that's a
for you.
lot at once, you know.
Oh, okay, I get it now. It was more of a sense of I can handle you guys individually,
But
but
together,
together,
it's like
fuck no.
whoa, you know. Like
Okay.
yeah, it's more like
So
that.
she still after that. I guess I guess Disney hit her up then
Yeah,
and
and
been like,
she was like, I don't know what she said. And then I was on the phone and she was like, yes. So I guess she asked, like I said, I was half asleep. But I guess she asked me like what happened. And I was like, oh, like, like just,
mm,
oh no, I was just like, oh, it's cool, whatever. Like last night was crazy. Like, don't even worry about it. And then I was like, wow, like and then I started thinking about it. Like I said, I just woke
yeah.
up and I was like, whoa, like it was actually crazy as fuck. And then she got mad and hung up on me. And I was like, bro, what the fuck? I was like, girl,
Well, you didn't
I
have
was half
time.
asleep. Like, I'm telling you, I slept for an hour. I was up for like 40, 20 something hours. And then I got an
Oh,
hour
yeah.
of sleep. And you want me to talk about that? I couldn't do it. I was tired as hell. And I thought it was funny. But me and her are good now. That's my bitch. But
So when it comes to D, you just the boundary is there. How long are you gonna let her sit in the hot seat? I think this would be one of the me personally. I would cut you off and cut you
no,
out,
yeah.
and
No, see,
I'm done with you.
I'm like
Not
that.
temporary, like
No,
forever.
yeah. I see, yeah. That's how I'm feeling. See, I could have see she could have if she would have texted me, like I said, she hasn't even tried to reach out to me. Like she
She
hasn't
hasn't reached
even
out to you. She didn't check up on you to see,
no, like
if your face
nothing.
was bruised, or you,
Like she didn't
because
do
he could have fucking.
like you ain't even gonna check like what? Like I feel like if you would have checked that one, I could have been like, hey bitch, like where the fuck were you? Like then we could have talked about it. And I would have been like, where the fuck were you? Like, bitch, what the fuck? And I would have said, hey, I need my ones with you and we would have been good. Straight up just like that.
Yeah.
But like for you not even
So
to
basically,
but like for you not
oh
even to
sorry.
check up on me and like you to act like
Yeah.
oh like bitch what? And the thing is I told her I didn't even tell you this part. I told her, bro, Destiny, you talk to him again, I swear to God I'm not gonna talk to you. What was she on who was she on the phone with 30 minutes later? Him.
Him? Oh
And
fuck no.
I was like, bro. And I was like, are you on the phone with him right now? And she's like, no, no, I'm not on the phone with him. And I was like, bitch,
Bullshit.
I was like, I know his fucking voice. Don't play me like I'm stupid. And she was like, I'm not on the phone with him. I'm not on the phone. And I was like, that's when I told her, nah, you ain't shit. That's when I told her that. I remember. Because I was like, nah,
Mm.
what the like, I just told you, you talk to him again. Like, don't bring him around. Don't talk to him. I don't give a fuck if that's your baby father. Like, don't, when you around me, don't do it. And then to do it 30, like, not
But
even
they don't
30
even
minutes
have their
later.
kid.
Exactly. You don't even need to be talking to him because we're like, bro.
Like you're not co-parenting. You're what? You just coming together to fucking sleep together. Now I'm gonna talk some shit because one, you guys don't have your fucking kid. You act like you're doing whatever the fuck you want to do, and then you ain't shit as a woman because you're gonna let a man who you ain't even with, you may fucking have history with, fucking bitch slap you in front of everybody and look stupid, and then have your
No,
homegirls
I
jump
didn't.
in
The
on
thing
him and
is,
then call
bro,
you
the thing
like,
is, I didn't even give her a, like, I was so about this bitch. I didn't even give her a chance to react to him hitting her. I was out the car already. As soon as I heard
oh,
that,
it was an
bro,
instant, like, let's go.
as soon as I heard that, I jumped out the car and I was like, nah, what the fuck did you just do? And then he trying to act all
Hmm.
big on bold, and I was like, nah, what the hell? You tripping. You tripping, cause no.
Yeah, it's the fact that she didn't respect you enough to check up on you that rubs me the wrong way in this
Yeah,
situation
that's what got me the most.
because
That's what got me the most. It's like,
if she's your best friend, she would be there. Like, let me put this into perspective for you. You know how I have my homegirls in my group chat, and we've never met. We're all internet friends. I've had them on the podcast and everything, right? Right. But if I were to like text them, if I were to get on a voice call with them or anything, I would be like, "Girls, I need you right now." And I've done
bro,
that, and they're like, they have set time. They're like, "Hey, I'm busy right now at like 4 o'clock your time. Do you have time? We'll all get on, like, I'll jump
nah, bro.
in
The thing
and talk
is,
to you."
every time this like I said, this bitch on house arrest. Every time this bitch said, "Hey, I need you," bro. Cool, I'm there.
Cool.
And hey, I need a pregnancy test. Cool, got you on. Like, bitch.
You need. it's the audacity.
Like,
And not only the fact that, too, you would take her sister to school, pick her up, you fucking run errands for grandma, you
I don't
you
even
were all
mind doing
about
that.
it.
I don't even mind because, like
Oh
I
no,
said,
that's just you out of
her people
respect.
are my people. Like her, I will always love her grandma and her sister.
Yeah.
Like I'm actually kind of worried about her sister right now.
Mm.
But yeah, and her grandma, yeah.
But you lose out on those connections in the
Yeah,
process
that's what's hurting.
of sticking
That's
up for
what's
your.
hurting.
Yeah, I think that's what's the most painful part of that is you lose the other interpersonal relationships
Yeah,
that are intertwined into this friendship that like
exactly.
will like be like, well, fuck. Now I didn't just lose my best friend. I lost my
Well, she's not my
people.
best
I
friend.
lost my second.
But
Well,
yeah,
you
like
know
I
what I
lost my
mean.
family. Like they were my family out here, you know. So it's like,
Yeah.
fuck. So this one is gonna be hard to stay like to stick on, you know, to stand on.
I
But I'm
hope
gonna
that you
stand on it
find the
because I
strength
got
to
to.
it.
Because that was whack as hell.
Just know that if you when you go back on, I'm gonna give you a little bit of shit, but
Nah,
that
everyone's
that's just
gonna give
me.
me shit though. Because
That,
even my homegirl would
that's
give me
just
shit.
me.
Mom would probably give me shit. Like I think.
Oh
Oh no,
yeah,
because
no, 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 no,
the thing
yeah.
is, I can't even take her back no more. Because I told my dad. Like I told my dad. Because I had woke
Oh,
up.
you let
No,
him know.
because I had
Oh
woke
yeah,
up.
you had to let him
I
know.
had woke up with this, and he was like, "What happened to your face?" And I was like, "Oh, my homegirl scratched me when we were play fighting." That's what I told him. And at the time, I was wearing some sweats, so he didn't see the scab on my knee. But then it got hot, so I changed. And then the next day, he was like, "And what's your?" He was like, "Did you put medicine on your cut?" And I was like, "No, I'm gonna put some right now." And he was like, "And what's your excuse for the knee?" And I was like, "Oh," I
Mm.
was like, "Oh, I fell."
So you tell him the whole
Yeah, no,
truth?
I was like, "Oh, I fell." And then he was like, he was like, "Do you think I'm stupid?" And I started like
Mm.
smirking because in my head, I'm like, "Oh, he knows I got in a fight. Like this is about to be funny, you know?" So I started smirking.
Or you're like, fuck, I'm gonna get caught up in some kind
No,
of
I
bullshit
wasn't even
because he's gonna
tripping
school
about
me.
that, bro. I wasn't even. And then
Oh,
he was out like, "Do you think I'm fucking stupid?" And I was like, "Whoa," and I was like,
okay, yeah, serious.
"Whoa, yeah."
Uh-uh.
And then he was all like, and I was like, "Whoa, no." And then he was like, "You were probably drunk or high and you fell." And then once he said that,
Not full,
I was
sober.
like, no, I was like, in my head, I'm like, but nah, I was sober. Like, I gotta know, like, I was defending. So then I was like, "You want to know the truth?" And
I was defending my friend's
he was
honor.
like, "Yeah." And I was like, "You want to know the truth for real?" And he was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "All right." I was like, I was at Destiny's house, and because he knows them, and I was like, I was at her house,
Yeah.
and he came through, and he hit her, and then I jumped out the car, and me and him fought, and then blah 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 blah, and I told him, and he was like,
Give him
"Oh,"
the whole
he was
spill.
like, "Oh, well, I take back the drunk part, but you were probably high." And I was like, "No." I was like, "I was sober." I was like, "I was sober fighting a drunk man." And he was like, mm. And then he was like, and I was on my way to like take out the trash or something. And he was like, "And where was Destiny in all this?" And I was like,
Just
I was
sitting there
like, "I don't want to
staring,
talk about it." I
probably.
was like, "I don't want to talk about it." And I left because I didn't want to talk about it.
What kind? What kind of bitch though just lets you fucking just stands there stupid, stuck on stupid, like letting it all go down. You see like fucking his homie, your homegirl is all fucking jumping. You're just standing there like
Yeah. And I only
the
remember one I only in the whole thing, I just remember her telling me one thing, and it was when the homegirls already got me in the car. She was like, "Calm down, we don't need the police called." And I was like, "Bitch, like," and then I was like, "All right," I chilled. And then the second time is when she wasn't nowhere to be found. All right, bitch.
well. I'm sorry that you had to learn that life lesson pretty hard.
I ain't even tripping
In
though,
that
cause
retrospect.
it's a good story. Like
No,
I fought a dude and I beat his ass for
I
real.
fought a dude in one. Yeah.
And then it was funny because as his
So
homie was in the middle, I'm like hitting him, right? And he's all like, "Chill out, you're hitting me." And I was like, "Well, get the fuck out the middle then.
no fuck
Like,
off.
move, motherfucker. Like, you won't get hit if you're near the
You in my
middle." Like,
way.
exactly. I'm gonna hit everything and anything in the way of him. Like, I don't care. Straight up.
Yeah, well, people don't get that. They don't understand that. It's just like, cool. I'm
Cause
gonna
I don't get angry. I don't
give
get angry
this.
for real. So you got me angry for real. There's no stopping me.
Yeah, I can see that. I don't know. I've never. I don't think I've ever put myself in that situation. But then again, like I've been assaulted, so I don't know how to. I've kind of put up a fight, but I lost that fight. My thing is like I can imagine you. It was pure rage, and now I think you're just barely being able to process it. So bits and pieces will come because when you're like in the moment, your adrenaline kicks in, everything's all um. But I'm a little livid for you. I'm mad for you. If that makes any
Nah, you
sense
know
to
what's
say.
really sad is I left a bottle at her house. I left a Bucana. I left a Bucana
Is that's
bottle.
how you're like, I fucked up. I left my
No,
liquor there. Not
literally,
that I
like,
fought some dude.
no, literally, like, fuck.
I love your thought process in that. You're like, oh
Like,
fuck, I forgot my
I
bottle.
got home, and I went to go take a shot, and I was like, I was like, it's in the refrigerator.
Fuck. What a
Yeah, I was like,
bust.
damn. And then I saw her kick it with some people the next day, and I was like, damn, that shit's probably gone now. Fuck.
Yeah,
No, that's
that
okay. I'll buy
shit's
a new
probably
one.
gone now.
Ooh.
Um, so then
So the lesson
all
of
that
the
happened. So
day,
that was over a
that
course.
was over a course
Yeah,
of
a weekend.
a day. It was actually a day. It was from 11 o'clock. It was from 11 o'clock to like 2 o'clock. It was like 5 hours. How that happened? You know, we be active. What can I say? We active. We active out here. End of the day
Don't fuck with
is don't
you.
fuck with me. Don't fuck with me. Don't fuck with my people. And don't trust anyone.
That's always been your motto. You don't really
That is
trust most
true.
people. You barely trust me, and I'm your sister. I'm not offended by that at all because I've had to learn as from. I think the last 3 years, I've really seen you become like the person you want to be.
I ain't even there
And
yet.
you knew what I gather. It's just a lot of you figuring out you being able to articulate those things in a way that is like profound in a way because like a lot of people don't understand that when you're in your that like teenage 17 to 19, you're almost 20. It's a weird age range to really be in because one, either you're finishing school, you're getting jobs for the first time, you're figuring out the people that you thought were going to be there aren't really going to be there, you're getting new friendships and new relationships. So I don't know. Though on the subject of new and better things, um Alicia does dating. What's the update? Alicia does dating. Okay, so we've established you are.
Everybody.
Hey, don't. Hey, it's a toke. You don't fucking choke. It's not a dick. You don't have to suck it that hard. But Alicia does dating. No, no more girls. No guys. I think you should go on. I,
You're funny.
I think you should go on a date with a girl. Start flipping on Tinder or like find a little dating site. Even if it doesn't go to like a physical date, and if you're not ready for that, you still need to get in the groove of talking to people. Getting in that like I don't know those
Actually, I think I'm
butterflies
good at that. I
stages.
think I could be really good at that. I think I'm good with the. I
Yeah,
think I'm good with eyes. I think I can get you in my eyes. Like if I can actually, I'm not good with like making eye contact, but if I can hold eye contact with you, I got you.
you
Bruh.
got me. Yeah. So I just think that it would be a great thing for you to do. Just to kind of like get out there and talk to people and figure things out and just be like, but that's just me. I did a lot of dating during that age, and it wasn't. And I made it very clear from the gate, because I always thought, I had a long time boyfriend in high school, so it was like I always thought you had to really like be in a relationship with someone. And I was with a friend, I'm like, girl, you a hoe. She goes, no, these guys know that I am not. I am single and I'm ready to mingle, and I let them know
Nah,
straight
yeah,
up,
my homegirl's like that
I'm
right
here to
now.
have some
My
fun,
homegirl's like, my homegirl
right?
tells that
And
from the beginning. I don't want a relationship, so don't catch feelings. And if
relationship,
you catch feelings, that's on you. She tells him straight like that.
yeah,
She tells him straight like that.
right. I had to learn that though, but you learn what you do like in a partner, and you do learn what you don't like. And there are some things that you don't realize that you wouldn't like. Like I dated a guy for like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and I called it off with him because he couldn't accept the fact that I was bisexual. Like, and it was stupid because we went out to the Santa Monica Pier, we had a date, and he's over here checking out this girl, right, with like Daisy Dukes and a bikini top, right. So then I make a comment like, oh yeah, she's fucking hot, and he looks at me all sideways like, what? And I go, I knew you were looking at her, like, you're on a date with me, you're looking at another bitch, like, I'm gonna look at her too, like. But my thing is, I took one step further. I started to flirt because I was like, "Oh, your dog's so cute," and da da da, and then that rubbed him sideways. So it was like he felt really awkward throughout the whole fucking date, salty as fuck, like little attitude, like. And so for me, it was like, dude, what's the problem? On the way home, like, what's the problem? He's like, oh, you just didn't like that, like, da, da, da. I'm like, I'm bisexual. You knew that. I'm going to look at women as just as
Damn,
I
I
look at
forgot
men.
my.
We're like,
Sorry.
but
I got white vans
you
at her
forgot.
house. Fuck.
I love if you randomly jump. You're like, fuck, I'm remembering. I don't know. You got to figure it out for
Yeah, no,
you.
I'm listening to your story though. You went to this guy and he didn't. I can do both. You went to
Yeah,
Santa
I can do
Monica, and then he flirted with the girl. You asked her how cute her dog was. He didn't like that. It rubbed him the wrong way because you're bisexual. Yeah.
So I take the bus
So
home. I take the bus home. I'll tell him, don't lose my number. He's like, are you going to get in the car? I go, no, I'd rather fucking walk. Well, I'll take the bus home. And I was like, lose my fucking number. Don't call me. I blocked your ass on the way home.
oh, I blocked her while she was in the car with me. I told the homegirls too. I told her I
So,
just blocked her, and they go, oh.
oh, like side eye. Oh, I don't blame you. It's this. It's utter. It's in a way that makes you feel like, damn, after all we've been through, you're gonna do me like this. And I've had that,
No, it's like,
you
damn, I
know.
forgot my white vans. Like, fuck.
That's all you give a fuck about.
Yeah, I was over my bottle because I knew they drank it, but like my white vans, like,
Yeah, you don't fuck with your shoes. I know that part. Don't fuck with your shoes. Do you have any shoes that you're gonna donate to me? Are you gonna purge your closet again?
I don't know.
So, are we gonna address the elephant in the room? That's been the elephant in our room for the longest. Are you coming to Arkansas?
No idea.
Same.
It's not up to me for real.
Well, this is what I was told. Your dad and mom, or mom and dad, your mom and your dad. um, my mom got pissed off at him because, he threatens to tell you to kick rocks and send you to come live with me and whatever. Fine, cool, whatever. Um, every 2 weeks, and we get all our shit planned to set up a bedroom for you. And then he's like, nah, I never changed my mind. So mom's like, either you do this or you don't. I don't want to fucking hear about it. We're not going to talk about it anymore. So that's kind of where we are in our end. It's because you're home. He just wants you home one time a week. No. Out of trouble. She's like my good friend. Yeah. I can't lose that one. I can't lose that one. Like, yeah. She's my good friend. Yeah. I used to have a good friend for a very long time. Her mom worked a lot and everything, so I was always over there. They want to include you in like the family activities. I think that's cool. They checked on you. Yeah, they checked on you. They like gave a fuck. Yeah. Oh, they actually give a fuck about me, and yeah, yeah. We don't have like a typical mom. It's true though. It depends. For me, it's either she's yeah, she's a really honestly though, I think that is like her greatest quality. She's a really good friend. Like if I were to describe that about like anybody asked me, I was like my mom is like the best friend you could ever have. Yeah, you do what you do. Wait, you still haven't told mom that you almost slept with her? Oh my god. Okay, so I've been waiting for you to tell mom. Okay, listen, listen. Everyone needs to know this because I have something. Okay, so anytime that anything happens in Alicia's life, my mother knows, and mind you, my mom is on one side of my trailer home. I'm on the other. By the time I go out into the kitchen, she already knows all the tea. Right as Alicia's gonna fill me in. So I don't even call you anymore. I don't even call and talk to you that much. I shoot you a text every once in a while. When she says she hasn't heard from you, and she gets a little bit hurt. I just get the like 411 from her. Yeah. I remember that because I jumped in the room and I was like, "Did she tell you?" No, didn't she tell me? I was like, "Oh," she goes, "Why do you have this thing between you and your sister?" I was like, "Well, she told me. It's not for me to tell. I'm not gonna out you. It's for you to be. You know what I mean?" She's like, "I don't care." Well, she guessed it. She guessed it in conversation. She guessed it. She guessed it, and I was like, I told her I was like, no, I don't know what you're talking about, mom. It's probably something else, something different. And she's like, "Ugh, whatever. You just won't tell me." And I was like, well, it's up to Alicia to tell, because I told her I was like, oh well, and then I waited for a couple of days to talk to her. I'm like, oh hey, we talked to Alicia, and she's like, yeah, and then like she gave me the lowdown, and then she didn't mention it, so I was like, oh, so she didn't tell you? That's what I told her. She go, what? Alicia's got something to tell me, and I was like, that's for Alicia to tell you. It came out in a podcast episode. That's what she wants to tell you. So she doesn't. I was like, you can listen to the podcast and find out. And she's like, no, I'm waiting for Alicia to tell me. So then it went on, and then she's like, so what did she have to tell me? And I was like, and then she guessed it, right? And then I was like, I played it off like, no. She's like, oh, she slept with her, didn't she? From what that's what I remember. I don't think that she said I don't quote me word for word, but that's kind of like along the lines of what I remembered. And I was like, no, no, I don't know what you're talking about, da, 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 whatever. And I was like, that's the least he's got to tell you. Oh, like she knew, but she knew because she was like, I don't. Yeah, because when she guessed it, she's like, I don't care. Yeah, she's like, I don't care. Da, 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 da. She knows I love her, and I was like, Mom, she will come to you when she wants to come to you. I don't know what it is. She goes, so when then she asked, what's this thing that you guys know? And I'm like, she still hasn't told you? Okay, never mind. She tells you everything. And then now I feel like some badge of sisterly honor because this is like our little secret, I guess. It's not really a secret, but it's like, because if you really just go on listen to the podcast, you'll find out. Right? So realistically, it was one of those things, and I was like, so now I feel like, oh, Alicia loves me again. I was like, oh, my sister loves me again because now she tells me stuff again, and she doesn't tell you. I, I think she's waiting to have that conversation with you, and until you're truly rooted in your sexuality, that conversation ain't gonna come, I guess, until you decide when you're ready to have more of those experiences and explore. But I think she's really excited to have that conversation with you. So it's all in your timing. Yeah. Like I know my motherly instincts let me know, but she said that since you were little. she, uh oh. Well, perception is so different. Yeah. Well. Oh, that's weird. Mm. Oh, I remember when I. Oh, was she like, "Oh, I like you," kind of. Oh, I see now. You friend zoned her. Yeah, I had this friend. I knew in middle school. I found out my bisexuality in 8th grade, and it was weird. Oh, see, I remember when I came out to mom. It don't matter. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I didn't know you could be both. Because when you're growing up, you're always told you're supposed to be straight, you're supposed to be gay. There's no in between kind of thing. So I struggled with it a lot. I was like, dude, am I straight? Am I gay? I like both. And I literally put it in a Google search. What does it mean if when you like boys and girls? That's what it was. And I kind of told mom when I came out to mom, I was like, Mom, and I was like, I like boys, but I also like girls. And she's like, Kathy, I already know. And I was like, what? Huh? Like in my head, it was like, because I'm a sensitive butterfly. So in my little middle school brain, I was like, oh my god, everyone's coming out. then my mom's gonna disown me. She's gonna tell me I ain't shit. She's gonna kick me out of the house. Like that was my mentality. So when I told her, she's like, "Yeah, I already know." I was like, "Huh?" She goes, "I figured that out a long time ago. I was just waiting for you to let me know." I was like, "Fuck." Oh, whenever you're ready to have that conversation. I think she's dying to have that conversation with you. So I think it would be unique. Well, when it comes to just dating in general or finding a partner, you've never showed any interest at all. You don't really talk about it. Like she always jokes, "Oh, is that your boyfriend? Is that a when are you gonna get a boyfriend? When are you gonna get married? When are you gonna have babies?" So that's that she's right there with me. And Willie and I tell her after October we will talk to you about it then. We don't even know right now, and that's fine. I don't even know if I want to have another one. Oh, that was a beautiful toke you just took. Better puff puff pass. No, but it was great catching up with you this week and figuring out everything. Don't forget to catch us later in live. Let us know in the poll below if Alicia is a badass for this fight. Okay. No, yeah. So we're gonna hold a poll. If you're a Spotify user, and just comment a thing. Shout out to our podcasting network, Podsnet. Uh, for allowing us to have that reach that we do. Don't forget to tag us in these episodes on Instagram at Sister Sesh Podcast. And we are doing bigger and better things. We're gonna have more guests on. Alicia's gonna like introduce us to some new shit. When life comes and figures out things. A day in the life. So weekly. So yep. I hope you guys are as lit as we are and we're ready to go enjoy our munchies, figure out the life, love, relationships, and so much more. Don't forget to add us to every sesh and roll it up. See you guys later.